guys, welcome back to another video. So it's a new year and we have new strings, check this out, and a new release. Surprise. So this is the Carter Whisper 3-finger handle, brand new. It just arrived a few days ago. This release was first launched in 2010 and is currently discontinued, so it's a pretty old design or concept. This release, unlike others, uses magnets to adjust tension. So here it's at the heaviest. It has 3 magnets in. If you move one or two magnets and store them in this handle, you'll make the release handle. You'll make the release light. It also has a travel adjustment screw. It's just right over here, which makes a tiny difference. It's still noticeable for me, at least. Although some Carter Whispers, including the new one, the Whisper 2, launched last year in 2023, do not have it, or some of them do. It's not clear exactly, because Carter more or less go their own way and they don't really inform the customers about the small incremental changes that they might make to their lineup of releases. So this release is a size small, but for comparison, the finger beds are almost identical in size to the UV button medium or the UV2 hinge medium. Okay, let's put a few shots through it and see if this release is actually as quiet as they say. Guys, so as I mentioned before, I have new strings for this year. These are made by John Customs Archery out of the US. John is a professional, an absolute great guy to deal with. So these arrived about a month ago. I had them on the bow. I shot through paper, bullet holes, no adjusting needed at all. And now I just want to shoot a few arrows through paper with this new release and see if I'm torquing the bow in any way or doing anything funny, because the release is a bit different, the neck is a bit different, and also I want to see how the strings are holding up. Yeah, so these shots are not actually what I was looking to show in a video. I guess sometimes people have to see what happens behind the scene as well. So they're not perfect. I've got maybe one bullet hole, and then close to a second one I have a left knock tear on the others. The thing is, I have to say, I checked my arrows just after shooting this, and some of them are a bit wobbly. I'll have this sorted out. I'll fix the wobble in the inserts, the arrows, and then maybe I'll come back with a few more shots through paper to see how it looks like. So a couple of final thoughts on the release. It's a bit lighter than the last thumb release I shot, which was the Ultraview button, because this is a Carter and most of them are quite hot releases. The neck is way shorter than most releases out there, which can give you a longer draw length if you keep the same anchor like I do. So I don't modify my anchor depending on the release aid. That's why some releases for me feel longer than others. Also, now I could run a longer D-loop, which I wasn't able to do with the UV button. I was able to do that with the Carter convertible that I've been using for the past half year or so. But the convertible is slightly longer, maybe 1/8 of an inch longer than the Whisper. So in terms of quality, the color is great. The way everything comes together is great. I like the hardware, the screws, the stainless steel hook, which is really nice and polished. This tiny cocking button, lever, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. Overall, the release feels really good in the hand. It's very much so like a UV hinge or a button. As I mentioned, it feels basically fitted. Can you hunt with this release? Why not? I will, definitely. You can also attach a lanyard to it for when you're out in the woods. You have these 2 holes here, and in my case, because I'm using all 3 magnets for tension, I can use one of these 2 holes to attach a lanyard. And although you cannot just hook this release on the loop and leave it there, you can use one of those little thingies that I think Total Pip makes, that you just stick on the release and then you just pop this onto the string and it stays put. What I like about Carter releases in general, I've been using a few Carters in the past year. I have an issue with releases, to be honest, is that Carter releases keep you honest. In my opinion, even these old ones, you know, these classic ones, as I like to call it, you cannot make the trigger really heavy. It's kind of a bow with a low let off. I've noticed this season I've been using the turbo cams on my RX-7 Ultra. It definitely holds differently, and it will show your faults quicker than a more forgiving bow or a more forgiving release, which for me is something that I actually like, because I can actually improve my form, improve my shooting, and slowly it helps build up to my own style of shooting and also to keep me honest. Cool, so thank you guys. That was a quick overview of the Carter Whisper Classic, as I like to call it. So we're starting the year strong. There's some really exciting things coming up. I really don't want to give something away, but let's hope I'll be able to show you that. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. It's what keeps this channel growing and helps me bring you a fresh perspective on this passion that we all have, called archery and hunting for some of you and for myself included. So don't forget to keep shooting straight. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.